Are men as old as I am to be taught how to behave by men as young as he? Not to do wrong. If I am young, ignore my youth. Consider only what I do. Have you done well in honoring the rebellious? Those who do wrong should not command respect. Then that disease has not infected her. All of our city with one voice denies it. Does Thebes give orders for the way I rule? How young you are, how young in saying that. Am I to govern by another's judgment? A city that is one man's is no city. A city is the king's. That much is sure. You would rule well in a deserted country. This boy defends a woman, it appears. If you are one, I am concerned for you. To quarrel with your father does not shame you, not when I see you failing to do justice. Am I unjust when I respect my crown? Respect it! When you trample down religion, infamous, giving first place to a woman, but never to anything that would disgrace me. Each word you utter is a plea for her, for you too, and for me, and for the gods. You shall not marry her this side of death. Then if she dies, she does not die alone. What? Has it come to this? You threaten me. No. But I tell you, your decree is useless. You would repent this. You, teaching me wisdom. I will not call you mad. You are my father. You woman slave, your talk will not persuade me. Then what you want is to make all the speeches. So, now, by all the gods in heaven above us, one thing is certain. You are going to pay for taunting and insulting me. Bring out that hated object. Let her die this moment, here, at her bridegroom's feet, before his eyes. No, you are wrong. Not at my feet. And never will you set eyes upon my face again. Rage, rave, with anyone who can bear to listen. Exit Hymen. Sir, he is gone. His anger gives him speed. Young men are bitter in their agony. Let him imagine more than men can do, or let him do more. Never shall he save these two girls. They are going to their doom. Do you intend to put them both to death? That was well said. No, not the innocent. And the other? In what way is she to die? Along a desolate pathway I will lead her, and shut her, living, in a rocky vault with no more food than will appease the gods, so that the city may not be defiled. Hades, who is the only god she worships, may hear her prayers and rescue her from death. Otherwise, she will learn at last, though late, that to revere the dead is useless toil. Exit Creon. None may withstand you, O love unconquered, seizing the wealth of man as your prey, in the cheek of a maiden keeping your vigil, till night has faded again to day. You roam the wilds to men's farthest dwellings, you haunt the boundless face of the sea. No god may escape you, no short-lived mortal from the madness that love inflicts may flee. You twist our minds until ruin follows, the just to unrighteous ways you turn. You have goaded kinsmen to strive with kinsmen till the fires of bitter hatred burn. In the eyes of a bride you shine triumphant. Beside the eternal laws your throne eternal stands, for great Aphrodite, resistless, works her will on her own. But now I too am moved. I cannot keep within the bounds of loyalty. I weep when I behold Antigone, the bride, nearing the room where all at last abide. Enter Antigone guarded. See me, my countrymen! See with what pain I tread the path I shall not tread again, looking my last upon the light of day that shines for me no more. Hades, who gives his sleep to all, me, living, leads away to Acheron's dark shore. Not mine the hymeneal chant, not mine the bridal song, for I, a bride, to Acheron belong. Glorious, therefore, and with praise you tread the pathway to the deep gulf of the dead. You have not felt the force of fate's decrees, struck down by violence, wasted by disease, but of your own free will you choose to go, alone of mortals, to the world below. I know how sad a death she suffered, she who was our guest here, Phrygian Niobe. Stones spread upon her close as ivy grows, and locked her in its chains. Now on her wasted form, men say, fall ceaselessly the snows, fall ceaselessly the rains, while from her grieving eyes drop tears, tears that her bosom steep. And like hers, my fate lulls me now to sleep. She was a goddess of the gods' great race. Mortals are we, and mortal lineage trace. But for a woman the renown is great, in life and death to share a godlike fate. By our fathers' gods, I am mocked! I am mocked! Why, you men of wealth, do you taunt me before I die? O sacred grove of the city, O waters that flow from the spring of Dirce, be witness, to you I cry. What manner of woman I am you know, and by what laws unloved, unlamented, I go to my rocky prison, to my unnatural tomb. Alas, how ill bestead, no fellowship have I. No others can share my doom. Neither mortals nor corpses, neither the quick nor the dead. You have rushed forward with audacious feet, and dashed yourself against the law's high seat. That was a grievous fall, my child, and yet in this ordeal you pay your father's debt. You have touched on the heaviest grief that my heart can hold. Grief for my father, sorrow that never grows old, for our famous house and its doom that the fates have spun. My mother's bed! How can its horrors be told? My mother who yielded her love to one who was at once my father and her son. Born of such parents, with them henceforth I abide, wretched, accursed, unwed. And you, Polynices, you found an ill-fated bride, and I, the living, am ruined by you, the dead. A pious action may of praise be sure, but he who rules a land cannot endure an act of disobedience to his rule. Your own self-will you have not learned to school. Unwept, unfriended, without marriage song, forth on my road I miserable am led. I may not linger, not for long. Shall I, most wretched, see the holy sun? My fate no friend bewails, not one. For me no tear is shed. Enter Creon. Do you not know that singing and lamentation would rise incessantly as death approached, if they could be of service? Lead her away. Obey my orders. Shut her in her grave and leave her there alone. Then she can take her choice of living in that home or dying. I am not stained by the guilt of this girl's blood, but she shall see the light of day no longer. O tomb, O cavern, everlasting prison, O bridal chamber, to you I make my way to join my kindred, all those who have died and have been greeted by Persephone. The last and far most miserable of all, I seek them now, before I have lived my life. Yet high are the hopes I cherish that my coming will be most welcome to my father, welcome, mother, to you, and welcome to you, brother. For when you died, I ministered to you all. With my own hands washed you and dressed your bodies, and poured libations at your graves, and now Because I have given to you, you too, Polynices, such honors as I could, I am brought to this. And yet all wise men will approve my act. Not for my children had I been a mother, not for a husband, for his mouldering body would I have set myself against the city as I have done, and the law sanctions me. Losing a husband, I might find another. I could have other children, but my parents are hidden from me in the underworld, so that no brother's life can bud and bloom ever again. And therefore, Polynices, I paid you special honor, and for this Creon has held me guilty of evil-doing, and leads me captive for my too great boldness. No bridal bed is mine, no bridal song, no share in the joys of marriage, and no share in nursing children and in tending them. But thus afflicted, destitute of friends, living, I go down to the vaults of death. What is the law of heaven that I have broken? Why should I any longer look to the gods, ill-fated as I am? Whose aid should I invoke when I for piety am called impious? If this pleases the gods, then I shall learn that sin brought death upon me. But if the sin lies in my judges, I could wish for them no harsher fate than they have decreed for me. Still the storm rages, still the same gusts blow, troubling her spirit with their savage breath. Yes, and her guards will pay for being slow. Ah, with those words I have drawn close to death. You cannot hope that you will now be freed from the fulfillment of the doom decreed. O Thebes, O land of my fathers, O city, O gods who begot and guarded my house from old, they seize me, they snatch me away. Now, they show no pity, they give no second's delay. You elders, you leaders of Thebes, behold me, behold, the last of the house of your kings, the last. See what I suffer, see the doom that is come upon me, and see from whom, because to the laws of heaven I held fast. Exeunt Antigone and guards. This likewise Danae endured. The light of heaven she changed for a home brass bound, in a tomb-like chamber close immured. And yet, O my child, her race was with honor crowned, and she guarded the seat of Zeus gold-showered. But not from the terrible power of fate is free. Neither war nor city high walls towered, nor wealth, nor black ships beaten by the sea. He too bowed down beneath his doom, the son of Dryas, swift-angered Edonian king. Shut fast in a rocky prison's gloom, how he roused the god with his mad tongue's mocking sting. As his frenzy faded, he came to know, for he sought to make the god-filled Maenads mute, to quench the Bacchic torch's glow, and angered the Muses, lovers of the flute. By the double sea and the dark rock steely blue, the beach of Bosporus lies, and the savage shore of Thracian Salmydessus. There the bride of Phineus, whose fierce heart no mercy knew, dealt his two sons a blow that for vengeance cried. Ares beheld her hand all stained with gore, grasping the pointed shuttle that pierced through their eyes that saw no more. In misery pining, their lot they lamented aloud, sons of a mother whose fortune in marriage was ill. From the ancient line of Erechtheus her blood she traced, nurtured in caves far distant and nursed in cloud. Daughter of Boreas, daughter of gods, she raced, swift as a steed on the slope of the soaring hill. And yet, O child, she also bowed to the long-lived fate's harsh will.